Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we take a look at the 1997 Nissan Stagea 260 RS AutechVersion. This is our third Stagea to take on the course, and they have been exciting, I guess would be the word to describe these vehicles. They are very ill-fitting for this course, but they are a lot of fun because they've got stage 4 turbos, which makes them absolutely insane. This one I'm expecting to be one of the more insane ones we've had go around because it's the 260 RS, which means you get the proper engine, not like the RS4Vs, which are not very good. But yeah, it has no race mod, so this will have absolutely zero controllability or handling, but it'll be rocket ship fast in a straight line, so it should be a lot of fun. Four-wheel drive, 636 horsepower, 1,530 kilos. So, yeah, again, statistics not fit for this course. Let's find out how much trouble we're going to get into. The Nissan Stagea Autech is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi GTO LM Edition 99, set a time of 27.017. The 260 RS Stagea is unlikely to beat that. We have a 5-speed. Okay. So, in case you're wondering, the previous Autech was the 98 Autech. That car ran a 29.518. So, this without its race mod, I am suspecting this is one of those cars that is really going to benefit from racing modification. Just because it's very heavy and needs all the traction benefits it can get. So, yeah, I am not expecting this to get on that level. I'd be surprised if this gets under 30, but I would welcome it in. So, thinking about this logically, we've had the 260 RS, we've had the RS4V. The RS4V, in case you're wondering, was not a very quick car. That I think it had about 440 horsepower, and that car set a time of like a 29. That car set like a 31.7. It was deeply disappointing, which hopefully this one isn't. Although that being said, second gear is very short. Well, second gear is very long, and because this is stage 4 turbo, it's not at all reaching peak power, so that is interesting. I can't remember if it was like that in the 98 or not. Obviously all these cars in this series are running stock gearboxes, and yeah, the RS4V I think had a 4-speed, so that car was not quick. I think we've also had the Turismo Stagea. I seem to remember that. Oh, we are in the under 30, that is good. The Turismo Stagea as well, which actually I think is slightly lower on power than the Autechs, the sort of yellow body kitted thing. I could not pull that off again in my entire life, I can assure you of that. The Turismo version of this car sits 29.894, so there you go. Yeah, I forgot about the Turismo. Well, there you go. Alright, final lap in the old Stagea. Was recently added to Horizon 5. I think that was just the RS4V though, not the mighty Autech edition. With its ridiculous bodywork. Gran Turismo original, I guess you could say, the Stagea. That's how most of us know this car. Alright, to the line. I don't think we're going to go any quicker. Yeah, that lap time on that final lap is about what I expected this to set in general. I will take a 29.946. That's not bad at all. That actually puts it in a bit of an interesting spot, which will highlight its sort of deficiencies. But yeah, it's not set up for this track. It really isn't. This is not the type of car you want around here. To be perfectly honest, it's not the type of car that you want, well, for any racing scenario, other than maybe drag racing, where the ridiculous amount of power will come into to its own. Interesting on that final lap, it was quicker in those sort of bits there. interesting. I don't think I've said before. Sector 1 and Sector 2 sort of bleed into each other because the Sector 1 timing point is the braking zone into Sector 2. So I don't know how much you can really read into that. There's probably is a bit of time on the table. I mean, if the racing mod version can get a 29.5, realistically, you can probably get close to like a 29.8, 29.7 in this if you really kept it tamed, but it is a difficult car to keep a handle on. I mean, this has 600 horsepower, and yet that SLK we had last time was about 6 kilometers an hour quicker on the back straight, which probably tells you everything you need to know about how this drives. 29.946 will place this in to 112th place. As you can see, interesting spot because it means it's actually slightly slower than the Subaru Impreza WRX Wagon 97, which has about 250 less horsepower than this, weighs about 400 less kilos, and is a much nicer car to drive. It is quicker than the 93 Subaru Legacy Touring Sport. It's quicker than an R33 drag car, and slightly slower again than that Nismo Stagea. So slightly quicker, slightly slower than Tommy Kyra R. It's about where it should be. Again, I don't recommend it. If to drive for a laugh, sure, but I think if you want to go quick in a wagon, you definitely want to be looking towards an Impreza and not towards a Stagea. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.